Hello, this is an English lesson for the second grade of high school. We have talked about careers in our previous lessons, and today our topic is my dream job. My name is Jasna Dobrotić, and I will be your English teacher today. In this lesson, you are going to discuss the criteria necessary for a satisfying job. You are going to write a short job advertisement and try to use modal verb forms in it. You are going to analyze a text and a video about dream jobs. You will need a notebook, something to write with, a mobile phone or a computer, and of course the internet. You can pause the video anytime you like. So, can you recognize this logo? It's from one of the biggest technology companies headquartered in California that designs, develops, and sells consumer electronics, computer software, and online services. Of course, it's Apple. And who was this man? I suppose you recognize Steve Jobs, who was an American business magnate, industrial designer, investor, and media proprietor. He was the chairman, chief executive officer, and co-founder of Apple Incorporated. So here are some of his most inspiring quotes. Do you want to spend the rest of your life selling sugared water, or do you want a chance to change the world? Remembering you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There's no reason not to follow your heart. It's better to be a pirate than to join the Navy. If you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. We don't get a chance to do that many things, and everyone should be really excellent, because this is our life. Life is brief, and then you die, you know. And we've all chosen to do this with our lives. So it better be damn good. It better be worth it. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. If today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. That's been one of my mantras, focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. So, if we should all have our dreams, how would we define a dream job? Is it a combination of something you love to do and something you're good at, but also an activity for which somebody is willing to pay you to do it? Which factors are necessary for a dream job? And which ones make a job rather unsatisfactory? Discuss your ideas. or write them down in your notebooks. So what makes a job satisfying? Take a look at the following list and explain your order of importance or organize these factors in your notebooks. Here are 12 things for a satisfying job. Being part of a successful team. Doing something rewarding. Doing varied work. Earning a competitive salary. Doing enjoyable work. Feeling that you are making a difference. Having a good boss or manager. Having a good work-life balance. Having friendly, supportive colleagues. Having your achievements recognized. Having long holidays. Flexible working hours. Would you add anything to the previous list? Here are some ideas that may be relevant for a good job. Your own office, job security, opportunities for travel and or promotion, holiday pay, on-the-job training, sick pay, and so on. Do you have anything to add? So let's explain some of these important words and phrases. Try to match the following words and phrases on the left with their definitions on the right. You can pause the video now, of course. Holiday pay is the salary a worker receives for days taken off work. A competitive salary is a pay that is equal to or above the standard offered by companies in the same industry or geographical area for a similar job. Rewarding means making you feel happy and satisfied because you feel you are doing something useful or important, even if you do not earn much money. Varied, consisting of or including many different kinds of things or people, especially in a way that seems interesting. Sick pay is money paid by an employer to a worker who is too ill to work. Supportive means giving help or encouragement, especially to someone who is in a difficult situation. Promotion means a move to a more important job or position in a company or organization. Flexible working hours refers to the schedule which allows employees to start and finish their workday when they want, and employees can come to work earlier or later than the set time. And how would you describe a dream job or the one that is not so dreamy? Here are some work adjectives. Some of them are positive and some of them are negative. So let's see. Challenging is definitely positive. Relaxing is also positive. Dangerous is negative. Difficult is also negative. Mundane, which means boring and uninteresting, is definitely negative. Exhausting, meaning that it makes you feel extremely tired, is negative. Dynamic is positive. Glamorous is definitely more positive than negative. Repetitive means that you have to do the same tasks all over again, and it's negative. Badly paid is for sure negative. Safe is positive. Rewarding as well. Demanding is more negative. Boring is negative. Flexible is positive. And well paid is definitely positive. Tiring, making you feel tired, is just like exhausting, negative. Satisfying is positive. Stressful is completely negative. Exciting is positive. And that's it. So when we talk about job descriptions, we often have to describe what kind of obligations these jobs include. There are things necessary for a certain job, things that aren't necessary, and things that might come in handy. So for example, police officers have to be good communicators. Teachers don't have to work in school during summer holidays. Doctors have to train for years before they can work. You mustn't worry about what other people think of you. We should enjoy our work. You shouldn't take too many holidays. You didn't have to get up so early. It's weekend. So all the underlined words are modal verb forms that are used to express obligation, something that is necessary. Negative forms are used to express that something isn't necessary. These modal verbs, must, have to, and should, are used for obligation. But of course, they have some differences. So take a look at these sentences. I must work on my communication skills. All applicants must provide proof of identity. So what do we use must for? It is used for personal obligation, something we have decided for ourselves to do, and also in written rules. We have to wear a uniform. And what do we use have to for? So have to is often used for external obligation. for example, rules and laws, and it is more common in spoken English. You don't have to work after 5. So what does that mean? Don't have to or doesn't have to is used if something is not necessary, but you can do it if you want. But what is the meaning of mustn't? For example, you mustn't smoke cigarettes anywhere in the building. Be careful. Have to and must are very similar in meaning, but don't have to and mustn't are different. Mustn't doesn't mean unnecessary. It means that something isn't allowed, that it is prohibited. You should come to work in smart clothes. If obligation is weak, then we use should. For example, you shouldn't skip your lunch break, but you can skip it if you want to. So it means that something is not real obligation, but rather advice, a good idea. Of course, sometimes we have to talk about obligations in our past, and have to becomes had to. I had to pass the test before joining the university. So, I didn't have to pay for the entrance because it was free. If something wasn't necessary, then we use didn't have to. Now let's use all of these forms in the following exercise. Jane wasn't in the office, so I had to phone her on her mobile. Wasn't is the past simple form, therefore we also have to use the past simple form of have to. Luckily, we had our luggage with us, so we didn't have to go back to our hotel room. Had is also in the past simple form, so we have to use the past simple form didn't have to. We mustn't smoke in the restaurant, so we have to go outside. The first part is a prohibition, so we have to use mustn't. And the second part is a rule, something imposed from the outside, and then we have to use have to. A dentist doesn't have to work outside. They can if they want, but of course it makes things a bit more complicated. Teachers should enjoy working with children. They don't have to, but it's preferable. Nurses should be patient and care about their patients. And politicians shouldn't do their jobs because they want wealth. In March 2013, Tourism Australia, along with state and territory tourism organizations, launched the Best Jobs in the World Global Youth Campaign. What do you think these jobs are? Watch this video to find out. Now click on the following link and read a text about the best jobs. And if you are ready, go on a cruise and take the following quiz. Choose a dream job. Write an ad for this job and include all the duties and privileges associated with it, as well as qualities and qualifications which the candidate should have. Try to use modal verbs for obligation. There is a short example at the top. Your dream job advertisement should, of course, include a title. We are looking for a dream job seeker. This is a new position in a modern institution. Your ad should also include the necessities of your imaginary company. What we need. We seek people who are quick at making their mind up and who can be relied on to perform their duties. You should definitely list skills that are necessary for your dream job. You must have a first degree from university. You must be willing to swim, snorkel, dive, and sail. You must have standout photography, film, and writing skills. You mustn't be afraid of heights. You should also include responsibilities. You will have to work with young people in a job which is very satisfying, giving you a real sense of achievement. You will have to patrol pristine beaches. You will have to taste various types of beer and wine. You will have to protect Australia's natural wilderness. And of course, try to include a contact. We have reached the end of our lesson and I hope you have enjoyed it. Now take your time to assess what you have accomplished so far. So, have you discussed the factors necessary for a satisfying job? Have you completed the models exercise? Have you completed the quiz about the best jobs? And have you written a dream job advertisement? Take care of yourselves and see you in our next lesson.